In this video, I'll be covering question 5, part B from the 2018 AP Calculus AB free response, no calculator allowed portion of the exam. I cover parts A, B, C, and D all in their own individual videos, so if you want to see those other solutions, please check out my other videos. Alright, so part B wants us to find the slope of the tangent line to the graph at this specific value here. Well, when you need to find the slope of a tangent line, that is what a derivative does. So the derivative gives us our equation for finding the slopes of tangent lines. So what this problem is really asking us to do is they want us to go find what is f prime of 3 pi over 2. So to find out the answer, we will go and grab our f of x equation that they give us here, and we're just going to take the derivative of that. And then once we have that derivative, we will plug in 3 pi over 2. So looking at this problem initially here, we see that we have two things being multiplied. When we have two things being multiplied, that's when we want to apply the product rule recipe. So my product rule recipe goes fg prime plus gf prime. I label one chunk the f piece, I label the other chunk the g piece, and then from there I find those individual derivatives, the g prime and the f prime. I break mine out into bite-sized little math problems. F is e to the x, g is the cosine of x. Now I go find those individual derivatives. So the derivative of f, the derivative f prime, the derivative of e to the x. E to the x is a special case. It's one of those ones you just have to have memorized. The derivative of e to the x is e to the x. Now I go find g prime, the derivative of cosine x. Again, this is one you just have to have memorized. The derivative of cosine x is negative sine x. And so what I call these are my ingredients right here. And once I have my ingredients put together, I just follow my product rule recipe to get out my derivative. So f prime of x is going to equal, first go grab f, cool, e to the x. Multiply that by g prime, check, negative sine of x, plus go grab the g piece, which is cosine of x, and then multiply that by f prime, which is e to the x. We now have our derivative, and to finish this thing out, we want to know what's happening specifically at 3 pi over 2. So we'll come in and we'll do f prime of 3 pi over 2. So everywhere we see an x in this equation, we'll be plugging in the quantity 3 pi over 2. So this would be e to the 3 pi over 2 times the negative sine of 3 pi over 2 plus the cosine of 3 pi over 2 times e to the 3 pi over 2. To simplify this down, we're now going to need to find those sine and cosine values, and they're going to come straight off of our unit circle. So when we're talking about 3 pi over 2, 3 pi over 2 is at the bottom here, and that point is the point 0, negative 1. Remembering that the cosine value is going to be our x value, the sine value is our y value here. That tells us now that the cosine of 3 pi over 2 is 0. The sine of 3 pi over 2 is negative 1. And we just go back and pop those values in. 3 pi over 2, e to the 3 pi over 2, I don't know what that is. Now I've got a negative sign from here, and then the sine of 3 pi over 2 is negative 1. We'll plug that in. Plus, the cosine of 3 pi over 2 is 0, so we'll plug that in. And then out of there, we kind of clean this thing up one last time, and we'll get our final answer. So f prime of 3 pi over 2 is going to equal negative is going to give us a positive 1. 1 times e to the 3 pi over 2 gets us e to the 3 pi over 2. And then 0 times anything is 0. So we end up with the slope of the tangent line to the graph at x equals 3 pi over 2 is e to the 3 pi over 2. We get 1 point off of this from getting our derivative correct, and then we get our second point from this problem by getting that final answer correct. Thanks for watching my video. If you liked it, please click that like button and subscribe. And also share it with your friends and anyone else you know who might be crying about an upcoming AP Calc test. You can find more videos from me, more sample AP Calc questions, and my complete AP Calc study guide over at my website, apcalcprep.com. Have a great one.